Hey, I'm Mick. Picture this. I'm 28, cruising through life, feeling pretty damn good. I'm a video editor at this up-and-coming production company in LA. My family's solid. We've got Sunday dinners on lock. And Olivia? Absolute knockout. Met her at some swanky work event, and it's been fireworks ever since. Life's perfect, right? Wrong. One night, I'm driving home after a late editing session, barely keeping my eyes open when BAM. Some drunk moron plows into me. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in the hospital, and the doctors are throwing around words like temporary paralysis and uncertain recovery. I'm lying there, feeling like my world just imploded. My folks show up. Mom's got tears in her eyes, and Dad's trying to act tough, patting my shoulder, saying, "You'll be all right, son." But the look in his eyes says otherwise. Then my sister Sarah walks in, awkward as hell. "This is temporary, right?" she asks, not even meeting my eyes. Weeks go by, and the visits start drying up. Mom calls, always with excuses. "We're so busy with work. Honey, you understand, don't you?" Sarah stops showing up altogether. One day I call her out. "Too busy for your crippled brother, huh?" She hits back, "Don't be like that, Mick. My new job's just crazy." "Yeah, sure." And Olivia? The girl I thought was my ride or die, she bails. One day, I get a text. "Mick, I'm sorry, I can't do this. It's too much. I hope you understand." "Oh, I understand all right. You can't handle the heat." Physical therapy is brutal. Every day, I'm pushing my body past its limits, trying to make these legs work again. And every day, I'm alone. No family, no girlfriend, just me and the cold, sterile walls of the hospital. My coworkers drop by occasionally, awkwardly handing me get well soon cards, but it's not the same. One night, after a grueling therapy session, I break. The nurse catches me sobbing. "You okay, honey?" she asks. "I'm fine." I lie, wiping my eyes. "Just tired." But I'm not fine. I'm scared, I'm angry, and I feel more alone than ever. Is this rock bottom? Because if it is, it sucks. Lying there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, I wonder, is this how it ends? A broken man, abandoned by the people who were supposed to love me unconditionally? But somewhere deep inside, a small voice whispers, "No, this isn't the end. It's the beginning." As I drift off to sleep, I make a silent promise to myself. I'm going to get through this, with or without them, and when I do, I'll be stronger than ever. Little did I know, the journey ahead would be filled with more twists and turns than I could ever imagine. I wake up one morning with a fire in my gut, enough feeling sorry for myself. It's time to get my ass in gear and show everyone what I'm made of. My new physical therapist, Elena, walks in, clipboard in hand. "Ready to work, Mick?" she asks. "Born ready," I reply, mustering all the enthusiasm I can. Elena's tough, exactly what I need. She pushes me harder than I thought possible. One day, drenched in sweat, I snap. "Are you trying to kill me?" She just smirks. "If you can yell, you can push harder." During one of these grueling sessions, I meet Jake. He's recovering from a motorcycle accident, missing a leg but not his spirit. "Looking good out there," he calls out as I struggle through my exercises. We start talking, swapping war stories and making jokes about the hospital food. Jake becomes my rock, always there with a laugh or encouragement when I'm ready to give up. "Come on, Mick, you gonna let a one-legged guy show you up?" One day, my boss Dave calls. I'm expecting the worst, but instead he surprises me. "We miss you around here, Mick. How about some small projects you can do from your bed? It might help keep your mind sharp." It's a lifeline, and I grab it with both hands. Between physio sessions, I'm editing footage, losing myself in the rhythm of cuts and transitions. It's not just work, it's a reminder that I'm still me. Late at night, when the hospital is quiet, I dive into online forums. I find people who've been through hell and come out swinging. We share tips, vent frustrations, celebrate small victories. It feels like finding a family I never knew I had. Months pass. Progress is slow, but it's progress. But then, one day during a session with Elena, something clicks. My legs, those traitors, suddenly remember how to work. I take a step, then another, without any support. Elena's eyes widen. "Mick, you're doing it," she says, her voice shaking with disbelief. I'm laughing and crying at the same time. As soon as I'm back in my room, my hands tremble as I dial my parents. It goes to voicemail. Mom, Dad, it's Mick. I walked today, on my own. I thought you'd want to know. Hours turn into days. Nothing. The triumph that had me flying high starts to turn bitter, twisting in my gut. As I grow stronger, my mind starts drifting to the future. Video editing has always been my passion, and now it feels like my lifeline. So I decide to start a YouTube channel documenting my recovery and sharing some editing tips. Hey guys, Nick here. Today we're talking about how to edit your videos to tell a kick-ass story even when life's kicking your ass. It's scary putting myself out there, but the response is overwhelming. People connect with my story and my subscriber count starts ticking up. One day, I get a comment from someone named Ashley Edits. Love your content. Your color grading tutorial saved my latest project. Keep it up. Intrigued, I check out her channel, and I'm impressed. We start chatting, swapping editing tricks and recovery stories. She's been through her own health battles, and she gets it in a way few people do. Our chats become a daily thing. We're just friends, but sometimes, when we're laughing over a dumb joke or geeking out about new editing software, I feel a spark of something more. One evening, after ending another video call with Ashley, I realize I'm smiling. Really smiling for the first time in months. I'm not just surviving anymore. I'm starting to live again. 2 years after the accident, life is finally looking up. I'm back at work, my YouTube channel is booming, and I've got Ashley by my side. We're taking it slow, but it feels good to have someone who understands me. Then one afternoon my phone buzzes. The name on a screen knocks the wind out of me. Sarah. After 2 years of silence, she wants to talk. Mick, it's Sarah. Can we meet for coffee? I hesitate, my thumb hovering over the decline button. But curiosity wins out. Sure. When and where? We agree on a cafe downtown. As I walk in, I spot Sarah at a table with a guy, Tom, her husband, and 2 squirming toddlers. Great, a full-on family reunion. Mick. Sarah jumps up, tears already in her eyes. I'm so sorry, we've been awful. I've been struggling with postpartum depression and... I cut her off. 2 years, Sarah. 2 years of radio silence. She looks down, fiddling with her coffee cup. I know, we messed up. But we're here now, right? Tom chimes in, his voice too casual. Yeah, buddy. We've all been through a lot. Let's start fresh. I bite back a bitter retort. Start fresh? Like my accident was some bad dream we can all just forget. Sarah takes a deep breath. Mick, we need your help. We're in a tough spot financially, and with the twins. She hesitates. And there it is, the real reason for this heartwarming reunion. We were hoping you could watch the kids. Just 3 days a week while we pick up extra shifts. You work from home sometimes, right? It shouldn't be a problem. I sit there stunned. The audacity of it all hits me like a freight train. You know, Sarah continues, still oblivious to my silence, it'd really help us out. And it's a great way for you to bond with your niece and nephew. Families got to stick together, right? Tom nods, grinning. Yeah, man, and hey, it's not like you're doing much else, right? I mean, after the accident and all. My blood starts to boil. Not doing much else. I've rebuilt my entire life from scratch while they were nowhere to be found. Sarah reaches across the table, grabbing my hand. Please, Mick, we really need this. And after everything, don't you think you owe us a little help? I yank my hand back, staring at her in disbelief. Are you serious right now? Sarah looks taken aback. Well, I mean, we're family. Families help each other out, don't they? I laugh, but there's no humor in it. Family? Where was this family when I was lying in a hospital bed, wondering if I'd ever walk again? Tom shifts uncomfortably in his seat. Come on, man, that's all in the past. We're here now, aren't we? I shake my head, the anger and hurt I've buried for 2 years bubbling to the surface. You're here now because you need something. That's not family. That's not even friendship. Sarah's eyes fill with tears again, but this time I'm unmoved. Mick, please, she whispers. We're struggling. Can't you see that? And I wasn't struggling. I snap. When you all abandoned me. When I had to learn how to walk again, how to live again. Where were you then? The cafe falls silent. Other patrons glance our way, but I don't care. I take a deep breath, trying to calm myself. Look, I say, my voice low and controlled. I'm sorry you're having a hard time. But I'm not your safety net. I'm not your free babysitter, and I'm sure as hell not going to pretend the last 2 years didn't happen just because it's convenient for you now. I stand up, my chair scraping loudly against the floor. Sarah and Tom stare at me, mouths agape. I hope you figure things out, I say, turning to leave. But don't call me again unless you're ready to acknowledge what you did and make a real effort to make amends. And even then, don't expect miracles. As I walk out of the cafe, it feels like a weight lifts off my shoulders. For the first time in 2 years, I feel truly free of the pain and abandonment I've been carrying. It's time to focus on the family I've chosen, the friends who stood by me, and the woman who's shown me what real support looks like. I take a deep breath, feeling the anger and resentment that I've held for so long finally melt away. Look, Sarah, Tom, I say, my voice steady despite the storm inside me. I'm not going to be your free babysitter. You have no idea what I've been through. Sarah's eyes widen. But Mick, we're family. Remember how we used to build forts in the living room? How I'd always sneak you extra dessert? That was a lifetime ago, I reply, calm but resolute. Where were you when I was learning to walk again? When I was fighting depression, thinking my life was over? Tom leans forward, frustration in his voice. Don't be so selfish, Mick. We all have problems. You can't hold a grudge forever. Selfish? I laugh bitterly. I rebuilt my entire life without any of you, and now you show up not to make amends, but because you need something. The tension thickens, and just then, I hear a familiar voice. Mick, is everything okay? It's Ashley. She must have seen the confrontation through the cafe window. She slides into the seat next to me, her hand finding mine beneath the table. I'm Ashley, she says, her voice calm but her gaze unwavering. Mick's girlfriend. And you are? Sarah looks startled. We're his family, his real family. Ashley's grip on my hand tightens as she replies, Funny, I don't remember seeing you at any of his physical therapy sessions or at his first step celebration. Her presence strengthens me. I turn to Sarah and Tom, my voice clear. Look, I'm willing to have a relationship with you, but it has to be on my terms. I won't be manipulated or used. But, Sarah starts. I cut her off. No buts. If you're serious about reconnecting, you need to acknowledge what you did and make a real effort. As for your current issues, I can send you information on support groups that helped me during my recovery. They might be able to help with your financial problems and postpartum depression too. Tom abruptly stands up, face hard. We don't need your charity. Come on, Sarah. As they gather their things and walk out, I feel lighter, like I finally let go of something I didn't even realize I was still holding onto. Ashley squeezes my hand. You okay? I nod, a quiet smile spreading across my face. Yeah, I really am. That night, lying in bed, an idea strikes me. I grab my phone and call my boss. Dave, it's Mick. I've got an idea for a documentary series about overcoming adversity and rebuilding lives. I think it could be something special. Months later, I find myself standing on a stage at the premiere of Rising. Stories of Triumph. The theater is packed. My heart pounds in my chest as I face the crowd. When I started this journey, I begin, my voice steady. I thought I'd lost everything. My mobility, my family, my future. But what I've learned is that sometimes losing everything is just the beginning of finding something better. I see Ashley in the audience, wiping away a tear, and I smile. This series isn't just my story. It's the story of every person who's ever been knocked down and chose to get back up. It's about the family we choose, the strength we never knew we had, and the beauty that can come from our darkest moments. As the lights dim and the first episode begins to play, I take my seat next to Ashley. She leans in, whispering, I'm so proud of you. I squeeze her hand, overwhelmed with gratitude. 2 years ago, I thought my life was over. But now, surrounded by love, purpose, and true family, I realize it was just beginning. The road was hard, but every step, every struggle, led me right where I needed to be.